Lupino is the wolf. I'm Mr. Beast.
Oh, I can't believe I forgot to put the I am Mr. Beast part in the Max Payne video. No. Okay, who cares? So, Antichamber. The game came out in January 2013, which means that it was officially late to the party because Fez had come out the year before in April. And Fez kind of, it changed the rules. It changed everything. It completely rewrote what it was to be, or rather, the expectations of what it meant to be an indie video game. Up until that point, we'd had the sort of revival, for lack of a better term, the Iron Age of indie games. We had Braid, which was rather famously made and rather famously came out in 2009. Was just an excellent game all around. The story was dog shit. That was okay because it was part of a movement and exemplified a movement of indie games that were just kind of gameplay first, like style first, aesthetic first, all those things. It's you can think of it kind of like a Bastion, if it sucked, was kind of the game that you expected to play back then. We all enjoyed it. We enjoyed the era when it was there. But then Fez kind of came out, and it was kind of an axiomatic change at that point. So Antichamber comes out January 2013. Februari, April, Mai, Juni, Juli, August, September, October, November, December. 2/3 of a year later, and it's of the previous set of expectations. It's an Iron Age, to use my own term just now, era video game. It plays nicely. It looks good. It has fancy stylings to it. It's very surface level. It's very simple. You don't need to read into it. It's kind of skin deep. It's a very what you see is what you get game. It fits perfectly in the mold of how indie games had been presented and been made for a few years at this point. But it came out in 2013. It came out in a world after Fez. It came out in a world where it was no longer the norm to make video games like this. So Antichamber kind of got glossed over, while simultaneously also getting a fair amount of, not hype per se, but like it got a decent amount of coverage from Rock Paper Shotgun and the like, because, well, it's a real video game. It's a real honest to God indie game in a time where we didn't have a lot of those, and where one with the even slightest bit of a budget was a news story in and of itself. In the world after Fez, of course, we've been getting all sorts of excellent indie games with stories and writing and aesthetics and gameplay and all those things. You know, it's like we're making like entire video games with actual stuff in it these days. It's a goddamn miracle. This used to be the domain of AAA games. Now AAA games don't do that. They let's not dwell on what they do. So Antichamber is a game that is both extremely of its time, certifiably feeling like a game from the era that it was from, and yet not actually being from that era. It's easy for us to say that it looks like and plays exactly like a game from the early 2010s, and yet it is decidedly from the wrong side of the early 2010s to be of its time. It is an anachronistic video game. A lot of that is just going to be me talking on my ass. These are the barely remembered introductions, after all. These are explicitly me talking out of my ass. Most of what I have said up until now has just been some variation of incorrect exaggeration, or just straight up things that I've remembered from other games that aren't the game I'm talking about right now. But in this particular case, a lot of it also just comes down to the fact that I didn't really like Antichamber back then, and I was coming off of like a 5-year hot streak of just enjoying every indie game I got my fucking fangs on in. So it's only fair that I, write my biases on this one. Part of the reason I never finished it is because it's only fine, and the other part, of course, is that I am colorblind, and the third part is that I I don't really like puzzle games. I play puzzle games, I enjoy puzzle games, but most of the time I enjoy puzzle games because the puzzles are attached to stuff I care about. If you ask me to solve a math puzzle, I'm gonna do it, but I won't enjoy it. But if you ask me to blow up 3 spaceships in sequence with different numbers on them, I will enjoy it because presentation matters, and this is one of those very low-level presentation kind of games. So, you know, it is certifiably what it is. I do want to say I appreciated seeing the shit posts for Max Payne previous time around. I didn't make that clear because, let's be real, I didn't really know what I was doing up until now. Still kind of don't, but I am very much of the opinion that if you played one of these games and participated in the thread, I would much rather see your own personal interpretation of what you felt like or what was notable to you about these games than a kind of written spoken review like the ones I usually do. Although, to be clear, the written spoken reviews I make are explicitly with the understanding that you know what game I'm talking about, and I'm not going to go in depth because I expect you've played it, and even then I also have ADHD, so I'm definitely going to be jumping between topics. It's a mess, but it's my mess. So that is what it is. As you can probably tell, this particular video also isn't scripted. I wrote a couple of notes. I'm out of notes. I've run through all of them. There was like 45 words up there. It's not a lot of notes. Half of that says Mr. Breast. That doesn't say Mr. Beast. I typed that wrong. The notes aren't even right. I hope you enjoy Antichamber. I mean, okay, let's be real. I'm gonna be a hater here. I hope you hate Antichamber as much as I did. Oh god, I wish I hated Antichamber. This is kind of okay. We'll find out together as a team. As a team, we will decide whether or not we hate Antichamber individually, as a team. Individually. Bye.
Footsteps in the shadows. Don't take it lightly, I can feel it on my skin. One eye open.